Good evening. This is CTV News for Thursday, April the 25th. I'm Sonia Shrivastava. Thank you for joining us. Well, immigration reform is the hot topic on Capitol Hill today, where Senate committee proceedings are underway. A bipartisan group of senators has been working on legislation to overhaul the country's immigration system. Rochelle Metzger is in the district where groups on both sides of the issue are voicing opinions on those efforts.
As the Senate Judiciary Committee continues discussions on a bipartisan immigration reform bill, immigrants whose families will be directly affected by the legislation hold a vigil on Capitol Hill. Meanwhile, critics say they object to large parts of the package and they want Congress to slow down and take it piece by piece. As federal lawmakers look to overhaul the country's immigration system, groups outside the Capitol who support the reform effort are divided over specifics. Jessica Zuckerman is a policy analyst at the Heritage Foundation.
We have no doubt that our system is broken and we need to reform it. But we want to make sure that we're having meaningful dialogue and meaningful reform. And in large part, this means a piece-by-piece approach.
But that takes time. For immigrants facing separation from family members, there's a fierce urgency.
Every single day that we delay this process, 1,400 families are deported.
Veronica Saravia is a nursing student. She and her brother came over 8 years ago to live with her sister, a U.S. citizen. Her mother currently faces deportation.
I'm fighting to keep my family together. I'm fighting to keep 11 million of families together. We're here for a better future. We're not here to hurt anybody, and it's just really unfair that so many people are being separated. Many kids are being left orphan here.
Saravia is one of many reform supporters telling their stories at a vigil outside the Senate Hart Building today.
My father was a director of a hospital, but unions pretty much threatened him and break into our house 3 times. And that's when they decided that we had to move out of the country. My grandmother is a U.S. citizen, and we came here with a visa. We tried to get in the back of the line. We applied for a green card. However, the immigration system is broken.
We believe that 13 years is a lot of time. We believe that need to be reduced to the half of that. We strongly, of course, support the reunification of the families, the people who have been deported and they already have families here who are citizens or green card holders, and that those people should return.
We've tried amnesty in the past, and unfortunately, we've seen these make the matters worse. We don't really think this is the right approach right now for our country.
There's another aspect to this, the Boston bombings, which add a new dimension to the debate. The impact of the terrorist attacks on the fate of immigration legislation remains unclear, but both sides of the issue say they plan to remain fixtures here on Capitol Hill during discussions to make sure their voices are heard. On Capitol Hill, Rochelle Metzger, CTV News.
Now, the vigil was organized by CASA in Action and its affiliate, the Fair Immigration Movement, or FIRM. The groups say the event kicks off a number of planned events leading up to a nationwide pro-immigration demonstrations set to take place on May the 1st. Well, a huge mulch fire in Upper Marlboro is finally out after intense heat and flames illuminated the sky last night. The blaze was located at a commercial reclamation facility in the 2000 block of Ritchie Marlboro Road. Winds gusting up to 30 miles per hour may have factored into the rapid spread of the fire. No homes or other structures were threatened, but about 150 firefighters were needed to put out the blaze. No water hydrants were nearby, so tankers shuttled thousands of gallons from a hydrant about 2 miles away. Foam and dirt are being used to saturate the mulch and smolder the fire. Meanwhile, a Metro Access bus driver is arrested and charged with sexual assault in connection with an incident aboard his paratransit vehicle. Police say 50-year-old Ezra Porter Jr. of Upper Marlboro was transporting an adult female to her residence last Friday when he stopped the vehicle mid-trip and allegedly had inappropriate sexual contact with her. The victim told family members who reported the incident to police. Metro officials say Porter has since been suspended from the Metro Access service. An investigation is now ongoing. Well, police are on the lookout for a serial bank robber. Authorities suspect that this is the man responsible for a series of recent robberies in Prince George's. The latest occurred yesterday at the M&T Bank in the 3700 block of Donnell Drive in Forestville. The suspect is also linked to the robberies at the Suitland Capital One and a SunTrust in Clinton. Anyone with information on the cases is asked to call Crime Solvers at at 1-866-411-TIPS. Well, the two men linked to the bomb attack at the Boston Marathon apparently had their sights set on another target. Officials say the two brothers were planning a second strike in New York City. Mayor Michael Bloomberg made the announcement this afternoon.
The fact is, New York City remains a prime target for those who hate America and want to kill Americans. The attacks in Boston and the news that New York City was next on the terrorist list shows just how critical it is for the federal government to devote resources to high-risk areas. It also shows just how crucial it is for the NYPD to continue to expand its counterterrorism capabilities.
Bombing suspect Tamerlan Tserniev was killed in a shootout with authorities last week. His younger brother, Joe Carr, was taken into custody last Friday. Well, only 3 living buildings exist in the world. Now Prince George's is about to get the 4th. It will be in Accokeek as part of the Potomac Watershed Center. The building represents the next level of environmentally friendly structures since it will have net zero water, zero energy, and be carbon neutral. Students currently take part in conservation programs at the site. During a groundbreaking today, local and state officials praised the fact that it will help add to what young people are learning about the environment.
When this building comes to fruition and gets built, folks from around the world, will know that Prince George's County was the leader when it comes to the movement of living buildings and comes to the movement of the green economy. Oftentimes when it comes to innovation, you have to be not afraid to step out on your own and be one of the first or one of the few and take the risk. And that's what the Hard Bargain Forum has done today, and that's what we all are doing today.
Now, the construction cost of the living building is $15.7 million. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Sonia Srivastava.